Most people think you need millions in the bank to get started in property and to build wealth. It's not quite true. I started off with deal packaging, and since then I've gone on to source over 300 deals to investors. I've built a multi-million-pound property portfolio, and now I have mentored over 1,000 people on how to start and build their deal packaging business. In this video, I'm going to show you what deal packaging is, how it works, and why it's one of the best ways to start and scale in property. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sam Joy. I've been operating in the UK property market now for several years, and I started off with deal packaging. I started off by finding opportunities, negotiating those opportunities, and packaging them on to investors for a fee. I then used that cash pot, plus my network, my power team, and the lessons I had learned to then build my own multi-million-pound property portfolio. Since then, I've gone on to mentor over 1,000 people in deal packaging to build proper, structured, and compliant deal packaging businesses. Most people want to get into this space, or they've heard what deal sourcing or deal packaging is, but they don't quite understand it. So in this video, we're going to show you exactly what it is and how it works. Let's break it down. So to start, good start, we've got our happy investor, okay? But our investor's got some problems. He's got cash in the bank. He's got no time. He's got no knowledge. And he wants to invest. Okay? So our investor's cash rich, time poor. Now, on the other side, we have our really happy deal packager. He's got time. He's got knowledge. He's got the team. And he's also got the hunger. Most people, when they start in deal packaging, they've got the hunger, they've got the time, and they want to get to financial freedom. So you've got an investor, you've got a deal packager. Where do we go from here? So what we have now is a beautiful house that this deal packager will go and find. Not only will he find the opportunity, he will negotiate it. He might get a build quote. He might get a lettings agent attached to it on the back end, and it's a completely packaged deal. What does that mean? He then goes to the investor with the opportunity. The investor's got no time. He's got cash. He wants to invest, but he has no knowledge. However, our deal packager he's taking care of it for him, hands free. That means Mr. Investor now has an opportunity that he can invest in. So what he does is he will pay that deal packager a £5,000 fee for that opportunity. That is how deal packaging works. On one side, you have an investor. The other side, you have a property deal. The deal packager puts the two together and makes a fee. If you're liking the content so far, guys, hit the like button and press the subscribe button, because it makes a massive difference, because you're going to see lots more content like this over the next few weeks and months. Now, I'm going to show you why deal packaging is a great place to start in property, and here are some of the main reasons. We've got number one, low money in. You'll hear the term in property, no money down deals. I'm not a fan of that terminology. You're always going to need some money. Now, it doesn't always have to be yours, but you are going to need some money. Now, with deal packaging, it is low money down. You're going to need around £1,500 to £3,000 for a marketing budget, compliance, business setup, and you're probably going to want some money for education so you can learn to not make the mistakes that are going to cost you in the long run. Number two, no mortgages. A lot of people, when they're getting into property, are worried about getting big mortgages, getting bridging loans, getting debt. In deal packaging, you're not getting that. You are finding the opportunities and passing those on to the investor who is then buying the asset. Okay, less risk for you. Number 3 is you're gaining experience fast. You're going to be immersing yourself within the property scene. You're going to be going out on viewings, speaking to investors, speaking to builders, and getting fully involved in what a property investor does. However, you're not taking the risk of buying the asset. So when it comes to you actually doing your own deals, think of all the experience that you're going to have if you source dozens of deals beforehand. That kind of experience is invaluable and is why it's such a great place to start in property. Number 4 is time. I think there's this misconception in deal packaging that it has to be a full-time business. However, if you've got about 10 hours a week, you can make this business work. We focus on the high-value tasks and we try and outsource the low-value tasks, but you can build a profitable deal sourcing business on 10 hours a week. So if you think you're coming into deal packaging and you need to do your full-time job sort of hours, it's not true. You can do this on the side. However, you might want to grow it into something bigger, but at the start, you're only going to need about 10 hours. And number 5, my favorite, is big money. You've seen from our example earlier that you can earn 5K fees on deals, and that is not uncommon. That is what we charge on average for our sourcing fees. Now, imagine if you start doing 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 deals a month. Imagine how that can change your life. Not only that, but imagine it puts you in a position to you can actually build your own property portfolio. That is why I love deal packaging. If we look at the money in and we talk around 1,500 to 3,000 to get started, and you can earn 5,000 off one fee, the return on investment on that is crazy. If you compare that with a buy-to-let or a buy refurbish refinance deal where you might need 50 to 100,000 to get 250 to 300 pound a month cash flow, deal packaging return on investment is amazing. In this part of the video, I'm going to show you why deal packaging is such a vital strategy, regardless of where you are in your property journey and how many properties you own. So I'm going to show you with 2 people. So we've got an unhappy person here, and we've got a happy person here. We'll call this guy Kev, and we'll call this guy Bob. One's happy, one's sad, and I'm going to walk you through why. So Kev, he's buying 6 well-drawn houses a year, okay, which is pretty good going. If he carries that on over a long period, Kev is going to build a pretty large property portfolio that's going to pay him for the rest of his life, let alone the capital appreciation he's going to get on that. However, the reason he's sad is it takes him 30 deals to get there. Kev looks at 30 deals to buy his 6 properties. Now, you might be thinking, what does he do with the other 24? That's probably why he's sad, right? He's not doing anything with those opportunities. He's given them back to the vendor to go on the open market. He's given them back to the agent, and he's just letting someone else monetize those opportunities. However, we've got Bob. Bob also buys 6 houses a year. Okay? He also looks at 30 deals to get there. So he looks at the exact amount, same opportunities as Kev does. However, what Bob understands is that he doesn't have all the money in the world, but some of those deals still work. So what he's focused on is monetizing the opportunities that he can't buy. So Bob, out of those 24 opportunities that he doesn't buy, he sources 10 to investors for, we'll go with 4K fees. Okay, so Bob sources 10 of those 24 opportunities to investors and monetize them. That means that he makes an extra £40,000 from the same opportunities that Kev had, but he understands the power of deal packaging and the power of being able to source those deals that he can't buy onto investors. Now, what do you think Bob does with this 40,000? Yeah, buys more deals with it. So he may have a business or savings that are allowing him to invest in property. However, he is now monetizing deals through deal packaging, which will allow him to scale his property portfolio even further. So remember, be like Bob. Don't be like Kev. Make sure if you can't buy all the opportunities, you understand what deal packaging is so you can still monetize them. So like I said, if you've enjoyed this content, make sure you hit the like button, press the subscribe button, because there's going to be a lot more content like this coming over the next few weeks, months, and years. We're going to be showing you more depth into what deal packaging is, how it works, how you can find investors, how you can understand how to analyze deals. Also, we've got for you in the description a 5-step guide on how to source your next off-market property deal. We're also going to put it in the comments for you. If you've enjoyed the content, we'll see you soon.